My name is Dr. Tony Smith. I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I've been in practice for 30 years in the Lancaster, Palmdale, California region in the what they call the high desert above Los Angeles. I'm here to talk about the Monday motivation. And when I get on a lot of people, the first thing people ask me is that, how do you introduce the X39 to a practitioner or to my doctor? So let's be realistic. Everybody wants to go out and get their doctor. A lot of times it's going to be very difficult to get to a doctor. I mean, our front staff and our front desk is trained not to let the general public try to sell us. You don't understand how many people, how many emails, calls, people come to my office daily trying to sell me something or show me something. If I stopped and listened and participated with everybody that came in, I would never get any work done. I couldn't treat any patients. So honestly, it's going to be very hard to get to the front desk to get to a doctor. You basically need to have a relationship with, first off, it's nice to have a relationship with a doctor. Okay, that's going to be your biggest thing. But to get kind of, if you had a relationship with a doctor, one of the first things I would say is that, hey, if I could show you a way to increase your revenue without increasing your overhead or your staff, would you give me a few minutes to show you what I've been introduced to? Something that's impacting a lot of people. Now, that's something that if you have that relationship and you can talk directly with the doctor, that could be something that could open the eyes to get them going. The other way to do it is build a relationship with somebody in the office. Understand, this industry is built off relationships. That's where people, they interact with you and they build confidence and they respect your opinions. So build a relationship with somebody in the office, and that could be instrumental in getting your foot in the door to talk to the doctor. Or you could actually get that person who's in the office, maybe an office manager or somebody in there, somebody that has respect with the doctor or from the doctor. That could be something that could get your foot in the door to get them to listen to and share it with. For me personally, anytime I've ever been introduced to, or somebody's had the chance to introduce me to network marketing, or I've been able to get started in a company, was off a personal relationship. It was somebody that I knew and I respected, that I took the time enough to listen to them. That's how I got into this company, is that I respected the person who brought it to me. And so I took the time to listen to it. And that was the groundbreaking opportunity. In past instances, the same thing. It was somebody who I respected. It was actually somebody in the office who I respected, who brought it to me. And so that's how I was able to get introduced into the industry. But again, it was built off relationships. But one of the things that I want to talk about is that, in the time, realistically, doctors are going to be very, very, they want to dig into all the science and nutrition or whatever. They want to dig into the nooks and cranny of it. So it may take you 2, 3, 4, or 5 months to actually get a doctor signed up in a company, even if you had that personal relationship. Understand, in that meantime, you could actually sponsor 20 left and 20 right and build a team, and you're on your way to senior presidential director before you could get one doctor in, get him started. And understand, I talked about before, maybe somebody in those 20 left and 20 right already has a relationship with a doctor. Most likely that's where your doctor in your business is going to come from, is when you start to build a team, you're 20 left and 20 right, somebody else has a personal relationship. It's not what you know, it's what other people know. The 6 degrees of separation, we all end up knowing each other, but it's somewhere down the line, somebody knows somebody who knows a doctor, and they end up in your business. And there's your credibility and validation, because they're in your business, but it's not necessarily that you spent that time doing it. So then, one of the things is, I say, go out and be active. If you have a personal relationship, share it, but don't spend all your energy there, because in the meantime, you could build a huge team by the time it took to get one doctor. And I'll be real, most doctors, I mean, how many doctors in the company already do you see building huge businesses? Most doctors aren't building huge businesses because they're too analytical. They don't understand networking. That's why 18 years of Lifewave were in the hands of practitioners. The company was doing not even a fraction of what it's doing now. It was because practitioners didn't know how to network. It wasn't until networkers came into the business that they brought it to the masses. So again, go out and touch other people's lives, and those relationships will lead you to doctors. And again, once you get a doctor, once you get in a doctor, you're going to have to show them how to build a network anyway. You're going to show them how to do something. It's a very difficult. I know everybody wants a doctor in their business, but it's not going to bring you to senior. Most likely, it's not going to bring you to senior presidential director. It's sponsoring the general person who's excited about what it's done for them, excited about the opportunity to bless other people, that want to make a difference in people's lives. That's when it's going to help you build a huge business. So go out and do that. And I had a couple notes here. I kind of already talked about everything. Okay, so I guess I kind of touched on everything that I wanted to, because I kind of touched on the other part about making sure you get to this as a convention. I can't stress that enough, is getting to that convention, because of the fact, personally for me, and I'll be honest, I went kicking and screaming to my first convention because I didn't understand the possibilities. I didn't understand what the business was about. And I'm like, yeah, I understand the product. Yeah, that's all I need. But it wasn't until I got to the convention and got in the seats that I saw the bigger picture. I saw the potential of where this could take, where this company could take it, where I could actually generate money outside of the office when the lights are off and the doors are closed. Because in most doctors' practices, they do not generate income when the lights are off and the doors are closed, but they're still paying overhead, but they're not generating income. In this type of business, you're generating income on a residual basis. It comes, I'd love to treat a patient one time and continue to get paid for months and years on end, but it doesn't happen. In this business, I can introduce somebody, get them up and going. They're utilizing the product for months and months and years, but also introducing other people. That starts to create that revenue stream, that residual income, because of volume that's created through the masses. That is how you create opportunity. That is how you create something where you create what they talk about walk away income. And so as doctors, a lot of times it's hard to walk away. That's why you see doctors working into their older ages, because they don't know how to get away from the practice unless they start hiring other doctors. Again, that becomes overhead, workman's comp, tons of other revenue and liability issues, and a lot of stress and things. So in a business like this, is that it's a huge opportunity. But again, getting people, I kind of went off on a tangent, but I was trying to prove my point, is I didn't see that vision, that my mind didn't open enough till I got to a convention. Even though I went kicking and screaming, and when I got into the convention, it was like, oh, wow, aha moment. And so again, do whatever you can. Not just you come to the convention, but you need to bring your team to the convention, because one of my mentors way back always said, you always have to have representation from each of your legs and bring as many people. We build 2 legs. You need to have representation from both of your legs, because you don't want one leg growing and one leg stagnant. You want to build everyone. So the whole thing is, don't come yourself, bring an army, bring the masses with you, because when everybody gets on the same page, everybody's going to run. They're not going to walk. And you want everybody running in your team, because you're going to bless a lot more people and you're going to make a bigger impact in people's lives. So with that, I want to thank everybody for getting on. I hope this has been beneficial, and I hope we can, touch a lot of lives. Thank you very much. Blessings, and have a great evening.